Hi, my name's Trey Brimmer. I'm with Mitel. Today I'm going to go over the MiCollab application for your Android device. It's a little application that will reside on your phone. A couple things about that is if for some reason you have a soft phone that you're using, or even if you are forwarding your desk phone to your cell phone or including it in when it rings, you'll answer the phone just like you would your traditional inbound calls to your cell phone. You don't have to open up the app to answer those calls. You will notice, though, if someone's calling you internally, you'll see their extension number rather than their caller ID. So that's a good indicator. But you don't have to do any special things to receive those calls. They ring in just like a traditional call will ring in, and you'll be able to answer it and all that good stuff through your regular device. But if you want to make an outbound call and you want it to look like you're dialing from your own extension, then you want to open up this app and do that from the application. So let's go ahead and open up the app so you can kind of take a look at it. Here it goes. Now, when we open up the app initially, it'll be very quickly, but it's going to take us to the home page. And you can see it's loading now, and now it's opened up. Now, the home page is a neat place to be. What it's doing for you, the top part of it's taking you to little shortcuts that you've created for it. Those shortcuts could be a speed dial, it could be a URL, it could be a group chat, which is called you can see up here is called a Missouri team. It could be an internal extension. So you can create that, and I'll show you how to do that. Below that, where it says in, is going to be all the traffic. It could be chat traffic. It could be someone calling you. It could be someone you missing a call, but it keeps an ongoing log of all the activity that you had going on your phone. You can see the very top one. It says mobile, and it said it has a little did I pass on it. That was a chat I had earlier with somebody, so that shows up as a chat. And you can see just below that, that was an actual call. So it keeps an ongoing log of everything, regardless if it's the same person or not. So let's talk about the up top part first. So there's some shortcuts I've already created in there. I got Mitel's number and Mitel and my Missouri team. The way I create these shortcuts is the three dots that you see up there on the top line next to home. When you press that, it's going to allow you to access or create those shortcuts. I can do a new URL. I can do a speed dial number. I can create a contact. Or I could do a new stream. A stream is going to be chatting with multiple people. So I could set up a team so I could collaborate better with people. Or I could edit, which really just means delete. So if I create one and I don't want it anymore, I can hit edit. It'll put a little X mark, and I'll kind of show you what that looks like. So let's just go down the list here. So let's create a new URL. So when I press that, it's going to give me a place to put a name. So I can go ahead and put the shortcut. I'm just going to put test in here. Test. And then I can put the URL. We'll just make it mitel.com because that's nice and quick. And then I hit save, and it adds that test to it. So that makes it really nice to just hit that. It'll take me to the website. If I want to go ahead and create a speed dial, which would be any outside number basically, I'll go ahead and put in the speed dial number or name. So you can name it whatever you want. You know, you can name it a nickname. We're going to call this test number, so I know what to delete. There's test number. Now I can go over here and put in the phone number for Mitel, and I hit save, and there it is. It's my test number. So then I put in a number. Now let's just say I need to add a contact. A contact's going to be someone internally, you know, so it's going to bring me up to my contacts, add a contact list. Ron I added last time, so he pops up automatically. But anytime you type in anybody, it will start showing you all the people in your organization to make it really easy, or any of your favorites too. So anything you've created in your contacts list, you can now add as a shortcut in here. So we're going to put in Ronald back because he's someone I work with. So if I accidentally hit the button, he won't be upset. So when I find the person I want and I click on him, it's going to add him as a little box up top. You can see Ron back. Yep, that's right. That's what I want. So I hit done. It adds Ron in there to my shortcuts. So now I can just click on that to call him. Makes it nice and quick. Now, a new stream. Well, I have a stream on here, so let's get rid of that. See, I have the Missouri team. That's what I call my stream. So I'm going to edit that and get rid of it so we can add it back in. So you can see, okay, so that's good. So we're going to add a new stream. I could go ahead and just pick my stream. I won't create my streams here. I create them elsewhere. This is just me picking them, so done. I know, I tried to add it. There it is. So there's my stream. So I can just click on that and begin chatting to my group. I have 4 or 5 people in the group, and I might use that when I'm on a call with a customer and we all need to exchange information. So it makes it nice and easy. And then the last part is I want to go ahead and edit it, and that just brings up the X's. I can get rid of Ron and my test number and get rid of my tests that I put on there. Now I'm back to my normal setup. I hit done, and there it is, back to where I like it. So that's the top part. That's your little shortcuts, kind of handy. Good place to throw websites you might forget, or numbers you want to dial, or extension numbers. Make it easier if you're dealing with people internally a lot. Let's go below that, inbox. You can see on the inbox, it's, again, all the information. It could be chat, it could be someone calling me, it could be a missed call, it could be, so it's everything kind of combined together as a stream. Anything that's happened, people calling me or trying to contact me. You can see right next on that same line where it says inbox, there's a little arrow. So if I want to expand it, I can. So I can look at more of my numbers a little easier. Now what's really nice about this is I can call any of these people. If I click on it, it's just going to respond in the manner which they called me. So you can see here that the first one, it says mobile, and it says, did I pass? That was a chat. So if I click on that one time, it's going to bring me back to the chat, and I can continue chatting with him. If I click the one that says mobile, it's going to call his mobile phone. If I click Chris Wallen here, it says out of the office. I click that, it might go straight to his voicemail. So the way you select how I'm going to call the person back so I don't have to find the proper message is just hold the contact for a second, and it'll expand these little circles. First thing it does is it allows me the ability to call him. It brings up the phone, so I can go ahead and call his desk. The little bubble, which is the second little round circle, that's my ability to chat with him. So I can send him a chat message. And then the last one where you see the picture of the person, that's where I can see detailed information about that person. So let's look at the detailed information, because otherwise we're chatting or calling. So let's look at that. It just brings up that contact. And what it allows me to do on this contact is it allows me to see his desk phone, his soft phone, his direct dial number, his email address, all the information he's put in there. And it also, I could go to the little thing and I can add him to the shortcut from here, or I can add him to my personal contacts. So I can move him and make him more important within my MiCollab if I wanted to. So it works also if someone's calling you. So if you had someone call you from the outside and now I want to save that number as this person's contact, I could click on that number and go to this and put a name in there and edit it and put, make him a contact, which is really nice. So it's all his information, which is really nice. And here I made him a favorite by hitting the star, so that way he shows up. He's someone I deal with a lot. He's a technician I work with a lot, so I make him and put him as more important than a regular contact would be. So you can see and now I can go ahead and click on the little phone next to the desk phone or the soft phone, and that would be calling that device. So it's a way I can quickly get a hold of them. Or I can go to the chat. I hit the little chat bubble and call that. So really neat, good way to add contacts or to call people back. Now, Chris Wallen, I'm going to show you him because he's out of the office, so probably his chat won't be available. And I want to show you what that looks like. There's his contact information. Okay, let me go back, actually. Let me hold him. I'm just holding that down. Oh, there you go. So you can see his phone is blue, and the information about him is available. But you can see that the chat is gray. And that means that he has his phone right now, or his computer right now, probably in his bag. He's probably doing a service call or something like that. He's a technician for us. So it's grayed out because he's not available for chat. Now you can tell also that people are available for chat by the little circle with the check mark next to their name. You can see there's a big circle that traditionally has their picture in it. Here's Sarah here. You can see her little circle is gray next to her face. That means she's not available for chat. And that's either by design, either she's in a status, she's gone for the day, so she doesn't want you chatting, hey, where's my paperwork or something, because she's not there. So you can see here's someone whose chat message is red. That means that they're in a status right now where they're not available for chat. But if they have a little check mark, they're available for chat. Okay. So as long as it's checked, you can always chat to them. You can always tell too by just holding it, and you can see that the chat bubble is blue and available, and I can begin a chat with Ron back here. Okay, and just do a chat. I'm just going to click on that. It's going to bring me to a chat. Here's some tests I did earlier, and it gives me the ability to now continue my testing with him. I can write him a message if I want. There. Test, and I just hit send. I'm not going to keep bugging him. I bugged him like 4 or 5 times as I practice this, getting this going for you. Okay, and then I can go ahead and add somebody right now to the chat, or I can clear my chat history. So all those things are available. Okay, so we're back to our home page here. So that's it on the home page. Then if you look very carefully down near where you see Chris Wallen down here, you can see on one side there's a red little poll, and then on the other side there's a green little poll. So the green little poll will take you to your statuses. So I can change my status. Say I'm in the office now, but I forgot to change my status, so I want to change it to on the road or something. That's where I can go change my status. The red one poll, it will take you to like your call history, your contacts. You can go to your personal contacts. You can add contacts in there. You can go to chat. And chat from there. If you didn't have someone specifically, you could look for somebody to chat with. You can go into all your settings there. So that's what the red side is. So let's start with the green, because that's the quicker one. That's just a basic status situation. So here, actually, let me go back for a second. I showed you here, Sarah says, gone for the day. And it says, it has some extra information if you have a good weekend, whatever. So that is a status. She changes it. So is Ron's. It says mobile. Here's Chris's out of the office. Those are all statuses that they have changed because they want to notify people what's going on within their organization. For you, you can do the same thing by just pulling over that poll, and you can go ahead and there are some pre-established statuses like in the office, out of the office, gone for the day, that kind of thing. But you can create your own as well. And you can put a message. Their message was like, have a good weekend or whatever. You can put whatever you want right here. So it'll show you the ones you've, I can clear these recent messages, or I could go ahead and put in a new message or whatever. So I'm going to clear those because I don't need to see all those. So I can go ahead and put in a message, hey, I'm testing right now, or I'm training right now, or I'm creating a video right now, but I'm in the office so you can chat to me or whatever. And this is my statuses here. So I can change my status very quickly. And what changing your status does for you, it does more than just let people internally know what's going on, that I'm on vacation today, or I'm working from home, or I'm on a customer side, or I'm in training. So that's all good information to put out there so people know what's going on. But it doesn't change my inbound call traffic unless I tell it to. But like an example is, if we go back here to Sarah, you can see that she's grayed out. She's gone for the day, so she's making sure that calls do not, or no one chats her because she's not there to receive them. And that's all part of how you set up your status. So you can go down here to this manage statuses, and you can either manage an existing status, so I can go to any of the ones that I've already set up and make them do something different, or I can create a new status by going to my 3 dots again. There's a lot of 3 dots, and create a new one. So let's just create one together. So the first thing I want to do is name it. I'm going to name it test, because that way I know to get rid of it. Where to send my calls to, so I can send my calls different places. My ring group is a group that rings both my desk phone and my cell phone. I use that quite a bit because that way I don't have to keep changing my statuses to get my calls even if I walk out of the office. I can send things to voicemail, I can send things to my direct dial number, I can send them to my ring group, or I can add a new one like I put in my mobile phone or whatever. Let's just use my ring group because that's one of my favorites here. And this is where I can say, hey, here's the ones I want in my ring group. Ring my desk phone. Oh, sorry, that's my actual recording thing. So let's get that out of the way. Here's my desk phone, and I want it to ring my mobile phone. Maybe I want it to ring my Softphone. So it's ringing all those devices. So I could pick what device, or maybe I just want it to ring my, this is going to be one where I'm out of the office, I'm on the road or whatever. Maybe I'll just have it go to my mobile phone when I'm in this status. So when I'm in a test status, I wanted to, actually, let's change that test so it makes more sense when we're creating it. Let's just say on the road. Okay, we're on the road. So on the road, what I want to happen is I want it to go to my ring group, but I don't want it to ring my desk phone because people sit next to me. I don't want them to hear my phone ringing. So I'm just going to send when I'm in that status, everything goes to my mobile phone. So pretty easy. So when I'm on the phone, this is using the PBX by default. I can use my send everything to voicemail. So if I'm at my desk and I'm on the phone, have everything else go to voicemail, or I can have it just keep ringing my desk phone, or I can have it go to my mobile phone, or whatever I want to do, or I could have it go to my group and go multiple phones. Doesn't really matter. So this is just saying what happens when I'm on the phone. I'll have it go to my mobile. I can enable Do Not Disturb if I want for video calls. That way no one's video calling me when I'm on the road. I can accept video calls. I can accept messages. I won't accept messages on this. I can't accept them. I won't on this one because I'm on the road, right? So I don't want to get instant messaging of any kind. I'm not available to get it. So when I hit done, status, please choose a different name. Oh, I must have used that in the past. On the road. Again, there, done. So it likes that better. So I'm on the road again. Okay, so there's my statuses, my new statuses. Go back to my thing. So now when I go to my statuses, I should have on the road again. And I can put a little message in there. And you'll notice that, I don't know if you caught that, but let's change it back real quick. I'm in the office. So look at my face up here where it says Trey Burmer. And it says in the office. You can see the check marks there, the green check mark, because I'm in the office and I'm accepting chat messages. But remember, when we did on the road again, I said no to chat. So let's see what happens when I change it to on the road again. You can see now it just shows the phone. It doesn't show that I'm available for chat. That's good. I mean, I guess you could chat to my phone, or you could send me a text message, but you're not going to be able to go through the chat function. And then I can put a personal message, till Wednesday or whatever. Right? So I'm out until Wednesday. So that way everybody who sees my status will see that I'm out of the office. I'm out till Wednesday. It puts my little new status up there. Everybody who looks at me can see it. My phone is reacting the way I want it to react. It's going to my cell phone rather than going to my desk phone, annoying everybody when I'm already out till Wednesday. I could have it. I could turn on and off my Softphone. I don't personally use the Softphone, but if you do, it'll be on and it'll be available to you if that's the only way you're communicating. But see, so that's your whole status setup. I'm going to change mine back because people actually might need to get a hold of me, and I do want to receive chats. Okay, so I might want to receive chats. I just hit the lock in there. So let's go on back now. So that's the whole green poll. Let's go to the red poll now. When I pull over to the red, this is all my settings, okay? So the first setting is home. That just takes me back to my home page. And this is just saying the little 3 is indicating that I have 3 events that happen, missed calls or some event happened since the last time I looked. So if I hit this home, it just takes me back to my home page, which we've been there, so we don't need to worry about that. So when I pull back over, here's my contacts. So this will be all my contacts. I can look at my corporate contacts. I can look at my group contacts. These are different groups that are set up within the system. So I can look at different groups I'm member of or I created. There's a Missouri one I created, and that was part of my first page. But there's also favorites. I just added Ron in that favorites, so I can chat with him very quickly. There's a sys team. There's all sorts of different groups that are set up, so I can create those lists. And you can see that you always have those 3 dots up there. So if I wanted to add a new one, I can create a new group here. If I hit a new group, it's the same way I name it. Okay. I say okay, and then I choose the people I want in the list. Okay, so there, I can add members now to that group. Add a contact. I can bring Ron into it. He's a good guy to throw in every group. There he is. I can add more people as I go along. So that's my new group information. I'm going to get out of that. But that's how you can set up a chat group. So I can then collaborate with multiple people at one time. There's that test group right here I created with one member in it. If I come up here, I can delete that group. So if I don't want it to see it and know it, I can get rid of my test, which I will because I don't really need it. All right, so that gets rid of that. So let's go ahead and put done. Okay. And now we'll go back here. So there's my contacts, and you can see I can also go to personal contacts if I wanted to. I can look at those personal contacts that I've put in the system. I can look at my groups we talked about, and I can look at my corporate contacts. And you can see they have a little pull over here, so you can alphabetically go down very quickly to people you want to contact, make it a little quicker on you. So nice, right? So I'll pull that pull over again. Now I want to go ahead and show you my chat. So this is the chat setups. I want to chat with somebody. Here's people I've chatted with in the recent past, okay? I can always add a new person to chat with. So if I want to, you can see I could just go to them and chat, but I can also create kind of a person, a contact to chat with. So if I'm working with somebody closely, Ron always comes up because I always pick on Ron the most. Makes it a little easier. There's Ron back. It brings him up. I can add him to my chat list. I can say done. I can say, here's my call history. I cleared it recently, but I can chat with him really quick, or I could go ahead and add another person to our chat so we can have multiple people in our chat. Hey, we're all going to lunch or whatever you want to say. So these are all chat. When they're highlighted, I haven't opened them. And I don't need to open them a lot of times because I can see them before I open them. So a lot of times they look like I've never looked at them, but I have. And also you can see no matter where we are in the system, it shows people's statuses. Here's someone who's available for chat. Gary here is available. Lori's available. Now here's an interesting little thing to note. You see down here Stephanie Hall and just above Ralph Edwards. You can see that it's yellow and it has like little clock hands. And that's there's a specific reason for that. They are available for chat, but the problem is they've been away from their desk for a certain amount of time, and the time is predetermined. Like I can set up a chat to look like I'm away from my desk if I don't touch my computer for 5 to 1 hour, 5 minutes to 1 hour. So one of these people have been away from their desk long enough, they feel like they won't see the chat, which you can send them a chat still, and it'll pop up on their desktop or on their phone, depending on where they are. But they may not be there to see it. That's what it's saying. It's saying they haven't touched their keyboard in a while. So that's what that means. The red, of course, means that that person is offline for chat. And then Sarah there, who's gray, means that she's not available for chat because she has a status set up to say no chats right now because she's gone for the day. So that's kind of a cool way to see people's history and to read kind of what's going on. So that's good that these two people, Ralph and Stephanie, haven't touched their desks, so you can see what that means. So there's your chat. Here's my team. We talked about that. You can create your my team. And there's the one I've created. If I want to create a new one, I can just go up here. I hit plus. It's the same stuff, you know. I can add a name, and then I can add an image to it if I wanted to, and then I can add members by hitting the little plus signs. So I can add a big group together that can be picked from that I can chat to all together. And that's what it is. It's about doing group chats, you know, collaboration. Next one is your call history. It's similar to what you saw on the home page. But it does a little separation for you. On that one, it just kind of feeds in everything. You know, it's missed calls, it's received calls, it's calls that you dialed, it's chats. So here's all just calls, no chats involved. But it's the two arrows signify in and outbound calls. So it shows you everything, in, out, missed, everything's together. But you can separate it. You can see that there's an arrow that looks like it's ricocheting off the floor here, the next one over, and that's missed calls. So I can see all my missed calls. The arrow down means those are calls received, And the arrow out means calls that I've dialed. So I can see missed calls, I can see calls dialed or calls received all from here, and it separates them out. I can see what time and the date and if they're available right now, if they're internal. This does show other people calling me, from outside, because I have made calls out to other people besides internal people. But it does show me current statuses of people who are in and out of the office. Are they available? Can I call them right now? I can still just hold their button and do the whole thing where I can see that I could call them. I could go to their contact and see their email address or their direct dial number and call all those other different ways. So it gives you a lot of functionality, and it works throughout. So it's very, very nice. And you can see that it's grayed out for the chat because they're not available for chat right now. So that's call history. Here's your voicemail. I don't have any voicemails. Voicemail will just show you all your voicemails. You can click on them and play them on your phone. Pretty easy and intuitive. Here's your dial pad. So this is where you're going to go to make an outbound call. So when you go in initially to your MiCollab client here, you'll swipe the red, pull the red over and hit dial pad, and then you can dial out. Dial pad just looks like your traditional dial pad. If you make a mistake, you can hit the little backspace, little X there up top, and it'll back it out. But you can dial the number, hit the green call, similar to how it works on your device now. But the nice part about dialing from here is it's going to show your caller ID for your desk or for your Softphone, or it'll show your extension if you're calling someone internally. So if you're on the road and someone's calling you, you can just dial their extension from in here, which makes it really nice. Okay. So that's your dial pad. And then this is just your settings down below. Here's all your settings. Voicemail settings. It's just preferences. There is preferences like, here, let's go to the general. So if you're using teleworker, you can put in your number if you need a different number. A lot of this is just basic notifications and startup settings, so we're not going to mess with that. Other settings on here are your voicemail settings. You can change your PIN number, which isn't a big deal. Other settings are going to be manage your statuses. You saw that you could do that when we pull the green pull. It's the same exact thing. Location, you can tell people where you are. It'll just bring up all the different states. You can say if you're in a different country or a different state. These are all MyTel locations, so we can turn on and that's, so if we dial 911, it'll know where we are at. Where were we? Settings here. Here's calendar integration. That means you may or may not want to use this, but this means when you have an Outlook calendar and you change your calendar to say out of the office, it can also change the way your phone works. You can pick a status. So this is a calendar integration. You just press it to turn it on. Update. Well, we'll do that later. Don't let me turn it on without putting that in there. I got to put the exchange, but basically it needs to know what it's asking me for. I don't use it personally. It's asking me for my email address and information, but you can do your busy status when you're busy. You can have it follow your statuses on your phone. So you can say, when I say I'm out of the office in my my email, make it go to my voicemail. So it can integrate between your calendar, and it looks at the time. So if it says you're out all day, it'll automatically change the status of your phone. So it's a way you can integrate the two together. The other setting on here is going to be a schedule setting. So you can set schedules for your phone. Let's just turn that on. You can set a schedule for your phone to turn on and off or put you in Do Not Disturb. Here's a schedule I have set up. And you can say, hey, send all calls to make it look like I'm on the road. That goes to what does that do? It goes to my cell phone. Every morning between, I can say, let's just say, I'll take calls anytime from 5 in the morning, right, till, I'll save that, from 5 a.m., not on Sunday, not on Saturday. So at 5 a.m., send all my calls to my cell phone. I don't know why you want to do that, but the point is you could set up a schedule for days of the week where maybe you always on Monday are driving from different locations. So you can say on Monday, just automatically have all my calls from this time on go to my cell phone. I guess that would be what it is. I don't know. So you can see how you'll have to figure out how you want to use it. But yeah, that's how it works. I'm going to turn that off because I don't want my phone turning on and off. Last part of the settings is just gives you an about, so you can know more about the phone. So it'll help basically. Okay, so that's it. That's your MiCollab client. There's some documentation, but the idea of the video is just to give you, let's take it home here. There we go. I want to go back home. There we go. The idea is just to give you kind of an overview, so it's kind of good to see how it works rather than just be reading through some paperwork. So hopefully this helps you out. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.